Hey, welcome back to the Ask Murph Show. And today we're talking about the 4 things you need to think about when you're making a move. So when you're making a move, it can be one of the most stressful things that you go through during this home selling process. And so the 4 things that you need to think about when you're making a move is the money, the process, the time it's going to take, and if you have kids, you better be thinking about your kids. So what do I mean when you have to think about the money when you're making a move from one house to the next? Well, obviously, you have a couple different options. You can actually, do it yourself, throw it all in your car and make 500 trips from one house to the next. Or if you're moving across the country, well, that might not even be an option. But I'm thinking about if you're moving from, one city to the other, it's about 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour away, and you're going to do it all yourself. Obviously, that's going to be the most cost-effective way to do it. But then you can also hire a moving company. Well, a moving company is not cheap, so you'd have to factor and budget that in there. So money, when you're moving, you got to think about what are your different options. So the other one is going to be time. Time. How much time is it going to take for me to get the house ready? How much time is it going to take for me to pack? How much time is it going to take for me to move? Time. How much time am I going to, or am I willing to, or do I have to invest in the move? You have to think about that. That is going to add a ton of stress in your life, or it's going to remove the stress, depending on how you take care of it. So the other one is the process. Again, I talked a little bit about the process. Are you going to hire a moving company? Are you going to hire somebody to pack up your stuff? How are you going to get the boxes? Who's going to help you? Are you going to have your parents come over? Is your brother going to help? Do you have friends that want to help? Because let me tell you something, nobody likes moving. So it's hard to recruit those people to help you. Or are you just going to hire it out, have them pull up a truck, have them jump out, you stand on the sidelines, maybe throw a couple referee whistles out there to make sure that they're doing the right things, and have somebody else move you. Again, you got to think about the process, you have to think about the time, and you have to think about the money. But the final thing that you need to think about is throwing those kiddos in the mix. Now, if you're middle-aged, somewhere between 35, 45, and you have kids, you know that those kids are going to run around like wild banshees, and it's going to take more time to pack the house, or they're going to trip that mover and he's going to drop that nice mirror, or they're going to be whining about needing food or attention or whatever it might be. So you have to think about the kids, because the kids will stress you out if you don't maybe send them over to grandma's, maybe have a friend take them, maybe send them over to their friend's house, whatever you need to do. But again, when you're moving, there's a lot of stress. What are the 4 things you need to think about? You need to think about the money, you need to think about the time, you need to think about the process, and you need to think about the kiddos. If you have any questions or need some tips on how to reduce your stress when moving, reach out. I think I might be able to help you.